Do you remember when Christmas morning smelled like real pine needles and wood smoke, when tinsel came in actual lead, and when your dad spent December evenings untangling lights that weighed 5 pounds? That 1960s Christmas magic wasn't just nostalgia. It was built from traditions we've completely lost. Today, we're exploring 25 authentic Christmas customs from the 1960s that have vanished from American homes.
You remember that smell. Real pine filling your whole house, not some fake Christmas scent candle trying to imitate it. Back in the 1960s, 77% of American families bought real trees. Douglas fir or Scotch pine tied to the station wagon roof for $3 to $5, about $35 today. Dad's hands would get sticky with sap carrying it inside, and those needles crunched under your feet for weeks, leaving that unmistakable trail through the living room. By the 80s, pre-lit artificial trees took over. Convenient, fireproof, lasting 20 years without a single drop of water. Today's plastic versions can't match that authentic scent of fresh-cut evergreen, mixing with Mom's cookies, filling every room with the promise of Christmas morning. That sacred ritual of picking your family's tree from rows of real pines, then watching it slowly dry and drop its needles until January 6th, has vanished completely. Those bulbs were huge, ceramic, hot enough to actually burn your fingers if you touched them wrong. General Electric and Noma sold strings for $2.50 to $4 back then, about $25 to $35 today, and each bulb pulled 7 to 10 watts of pure heat. When one died, the whole string went dark, and you'd watch Dad spend 20 minutes testing each one individually, holding your breath until he found the culprit. The '73 energy crisis made them wasteful, and LEDs arrived in the 90s using 90% less power. Cold, efficient, lasting forever without that warm glow melting fake snow on the branches. Today's tiny lights can't match that mesmerizing heat shimmer, or the slight smell of warming plastic mixed with pine, or those minor burns we all got adjusting them on Christmas Eve. That dangerous, beautiful ritual of tending hot lights has disappeared completely.
Your mom actually ironed the wrapping paper from last year. Can you imagine doing that today? Hallmark and Gibson sold those thick rolls for 25 to 50 cents, about $3 to $5 now, and that rough paper had real weight to it. You'd hear the sound of scissors cutting through multiple layers on the kitchen table, smell that distinct printing ink, and watch everyone carefully fold each piece after opening presents to save for next Christmas. By the 80s, thin disposable paper took over, and gift bags eliminated wrapping entirely. Paper became cheaper than the time it took to preserve it. Today's flimsy stuff can't match that substantial texture or the frugal ritual of Mom writing names in ballpoint pen, then storing everything flat in the hall closet for 12 months. That patient, resourceful tradition of making things last has vanished completely. Every classroom window was covered with snowflakes, so many you couldn't see outside. You'd fold white paper 6 or 8 times with those rounded safety scissors, hearing that satisfying crunch of blades cutting through layers, then unfold it holding your breath to see if the pattern worked. Your teacher hung the best ones on the blackboard, and taking yours home meant Dad would tape it to the front window with homemade cornstarch paste that smelled sweet and stuck to everything. Plastic decorations replaced handmade ones in the 70s when schools cut frivolous activities, too messy, too time-consuming for the new academic pressures. Today's store-bought window clings can't match that anticipation of unfolding your creation or the pride of seeing your snowflake displayed where the whole neighborhood could see it. That simple, laborious art of making beauty from folded paper has disappeared completely. Your mom sent 50 to 100 cards every single year, Family, neighbors, co-workers, even the mailman got one. She'd sit at the kitchen table with her bound address book, licking envelope flaps that tasted sweet from the glue. Postage just 4 cents in 1960 and 6 cents by 69. You'd hear cards dropping through the mail slot every morning, smell that distinct printing ink and cardstock, then watch her read each one aloud at dinner before hanging them on a string by the fireplace. When postage got expensive in the 80s and long-distance calls got cheap, cards declined fast. Email and Facebook finished them off completely. Today's 10 or 15 digital greetings can't match that daily ritual of adding new cards to your display or the silent neighborhood competition over whose console table had the most. That labor-intensive expression of connection to your entire social world has vanished completely. Three channels: ABC, CBS, NBC. That's all we had. No cable, no remote control to fight over. When A Charlie Brown Christmas aired in 1965, half of America watched together, a 50% rating share. You'd sit in a semicircle around that wooden console TV while Dad adjusted the rabbit ears antenna, lying on the floor with your blanket, smelling Mom's popcorn during commercials for Norelco and Coca-Cola. Cable brought 50 channels in the 80s. VCRs let you record and watch whenever. Then streaming killed appointment viewing entirely. You can watch anything, anytime, alone. Today's endless options can't match that shared national moment at 8 p.m. sharp. The whole country seeing Linus recite Luke chapter 2 at the exact same second, nobody daring to speak during the show. That sacred communal experience has disappeared completely. That yellow box with the red satin ribbon sat under every tree. You'd recognize it from across the room. Whitman's sampler cost $1.50 to $3 back then, about $15 to $30 today, and inside was that essential map showing which chocolate was which. You needed that map because biting into one to check the filling was absolute social suicide. Adults picked first, kids got whatever nasty orange cream or coconut cluster nobody wanted, sitting in the box until New Year's. Godiva and Lindt made Whitman's seem cheap in the 80s. Then 90s health trends finished it off as something your grandmother would buy. Today's artisan chocolates can't match that ritual of offering the box to every visitor who came through your door, or pretending to enjoy whatever you randomly selected. That democratic, slightly disappointing chocolate lottery has vanished completely. Your fingers turned red. Cranberry juice stained everything, no getting around it. This tradition cost 10 cents for popcorn and 25 cents for cranberries, maybe $3 total today. And you'd spend 3 hours threading them with thick sewing thread and a big needle around the kitchen table. The whole family working together, that tart smell of fresh cranberries mixing with popped corn, and you'd stab your finger at least once, just part of the experience we all shared. Plastic garlands showed up in the 70s, pre-made and perfect, no effort required. Plus, the real ones got stale and shriveled within days anyway. Today's synthetic versions can't match that laborious evening of working side by side, the 3 popcorn to 1 cranberry ratio everyone followed, or those sticky red fingertips that wouldn't wash clean until morning. That painstaking family activity, hours invested in something fragile and temporary, has disappeared completely.
Your town had one downtown. 78% of American communities did. With real animals, real hay, real Mary and Joseph freezing in thin cotton robes. You drive to the square just to see it. Smell that mix of manure and cold December air. Hear sheep bleating under the church bells. Kids from church took turns playing shepherds, and you'd bring carrots for the donkey, take your annual photo in front, breath-making clouds in the frozen night.
The Supreme Court limited religious displays on public property in '89. Insurance for animals got expensive, and fear of lawsuits scared everyone away from organizing them. Today's inflatable nativity sets can't match that communal gathering where the whole town showed up together, stood in the cold, watching volunteers act out something sacred and slightly awkward. That authentic, imperfect community celebration has vanished completely. Your grandmother started making it in October. 60% of housewives did back in '65, curing it with brandy for 6 weeks straight. That recipe on a yellowed card, passed mother to daughter, called for $3 to $5 in ingredients, about $30 to $50 today. You'd smell cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves cooking for hours, filling the entire house. Then watch her wrap it in brandy-soaked cloth and aluminum foil to mail across state lines. 3 to 5 pounds of love. The '70s generation refused to make it. Too much work. And fruitcake became the joke gift nobody wanted. Commercial versions tasting like sweetened cardboard. Today's store-bought bricks can't match that labor of love. Those weekly unwrappings to feed it another spoonful of brandy, or receiving a package that smelled like Christmas and your grandmother's kitchen combined. That patient, devoted tradition of baking for weeks to send to distant family has disappeared completely. Those holly leaves had sharp spines. They'd prick your fingers every single time you touched them. No avoiding it. 82% of homes had fresh holly somewhere, bought from Boy Scouts going door to door for 50 cents to $1 per branch, about $5 to $10 today. You'd hang mistletoe with red ribbon in the doorway for that first New Year's kiss, smell that slightly bitter scent of real holly drying behind picture frames, watch those red berries fall and roll across the hardwood floor all month long. Plastic versions arrived looking identical and lasting years. Cheaper, no mess, no toxicity concerns about poisonous berries around kids. Today's artificial sprigs can't match that ritual of placing fresh holly on top of mirrors and mantles, kids engineering meetings under the mistletoe, or your dad burning the dried branches in the fireplace on January 6th. That fragrant, dangerous, beautiful tradition of decorating with real greenery has vanished completely. That can said snow flurry. You'd shake it and hear those metal balls rattling inside. Then that chemical smell hit you hard when you sprayed. 75 cents to $1.50 per 12-ounce can back then, about $7 to $15 today, sold at every Woolworths and supermarket in America. Dad would let you help, which meant the windows always ended up streaky and dripped, and you'd draw your name in it while still wet, fingers leaving trails through that granular white texture. The Clean Air Act banned CFCs in the '70s. Aerosols became environmental villains overnight. And alternative formulas never looked quite the same. Plus, it permanently stains some windows anyway. Today's window clings can't match that moment of shaking the can, creating your own winter wonderland on glass, or watching Dad scrape it all off in January with a razor blade, muttering under his breath. That chemically scented creative chaos has disappeared completely. "90% of suburban homes had that console table right inside the front door. You'd cover it with red or green velvet and display 40 to 60 cards layered like fish scales. Your mother read each one aloud when it arrived, that smell of printing ink and thick cardstock filling the entryway. Then she'd add it to the arrangement. You could hear the daily ritual: mail slot opening, cards hitting the floor, Mom calling out who sent what before carefully placing it where everyone could see. Card volume collapsed in the '80s when postage got expensive and long-distance calls got cheap. Facebook and email finished the tradition entirely. Today's 10 digital greetings can't match that silent competition between neighbors over whose table held more cards, or kids counting them like popularity scores for the whole family. That elaborate public display of social connection has disappeared completely. One candle in every front window. Noma window candles with white plastic bases and 7-watt bulbs shaped like flames. $2 to $3 each back then, about $20 to $30 today. Lighting them every evening at dusk was sacred ritual, 5:30 like clockwork, and you'd walk through the house flipping each one on while neighbors drove by judging your symmetry. That warm yellow glow flickered through the glass. Some bulbs had that flicker effect that made them look almost real, and you could feel the heat if you stood close enough. The '73 energy crisis made them wasteful. Automatic timers killed the manual ritual, and tiny LEDs made the big bulbs look old-fashioned and excessive. Today's programmed lights can't match that nightly ceremony of moving room to room at twilight, the responsibility kids felt checking each one worked, or that collective neighborhood glow when every house participated together. That deliberate, hands-on lighting ritual has disappeared completely.
You'd hear them before you saw them. Voices harmonizing down the street, getting closer. That sound carrying through cold December air. 65% of neighborhoods had organized groups from churches or schools, 7 to 9 p.m., 2 weeks before Christmas, carrying lanterns or candles with vapor clouds forming from every breath. Turn on your porch light and they'd stop at your house, singing Silent Night or Jingle Bells while you rushed to make hot chocolate, offered cookies, slipped them an envelope with $1 or $2 for the church fund. Fear of strangers in the 80s killed door-to-door everything. Suburbs spread houses too far apart to walk, and work schedules meant nobody was home at night anyway. Today's recorded Christmas music playing everywhere can't match that spontaneous moment of opening your door to live voices in the freezing night. Neighbors you recognized bundled in scarves, creating something beautiful together for no reason except tradition. That fearless, communal celebration has disappeared completely. January 6th, Epiphany, Three Kings Day. Not a day before, that was the rule. 78% of families kept their tree until then. Catholic, Episcopal, Protestant, didn't matter. The tradition ran deeper than denomination. By early January, that tree was dying hard. Needles everywhere, branches drooping low, water in the stand smelling like swamp. But you kept it up because that's what you did. Gathering around it one last time before Dad dragged it out, leaving that long trail of brown needles from living room to curb. Artificial trees killed the calendar. No right day to take them down. And fire paranoia about dry trees made keeping them past New Year's seem reckless and irresponsible. Today's trees coming down December 26th can't match that extended season of savoring Christmas until the liturgical end. That bittersweet final dinner with a half-dead tree standing witness to 12 days of celebration. That patient, reverent observance of the full Christmas season has disappeared completely. Not a single Christmas song before Turkey Day. Unwritten rule everyone followed. Radio stations started their programming Black Friday morning. Stores decorated the last week of November. Playing music earlier would ruin the magic. The first time you heard Bing Crosby on the radio meant Christmas had officially begun. Excitement and surprise, not exhaustion. Retailers discovered sales increased with earlier promotion. The 70s pushed into early December, the 80s into November. By the 2000s, October was normal. Today's 4-month Christmas season can't match that controlled anticipation, making Christmas special by keeping it contained. Or that collective gasp of excitement when the first carol finally played. That disciplined, precious scarcity has vanished completely. "70% of Americans had one. Your mom went to the bank every Friday after work, never missing a week, depositing $1 to $5 into that Christmas Club account. The bank gave her a little booklet with stamps they'd paste in for each deposit, and November 1st they'd mail a check. Forced discipline,
because early withdrawal meant losing all your interest. You'd smell that fresh ink on the check when it arrived in that thick envelope. The whole family sitting down to budget Christmas based on exactly what you'd saved. Credit cards in the 70s eliminated the need to save first. Buy now, pay later replaced discipline. And banks killed the program in the 90s because it wasn't profitable enough for them. Today's credit-fueled shopping can't match that patient weekly ritual, watching those stamps accumulate, or the family meeting where you planned Christmas spending around a single check that represented 52 weeks of sacrifice. That structured, delayed gratification has disappeared completely. Green glass pickle hidden deep in the branches, German-American tradition called Weihnachtsgurke. First child to find it got an extra present and good luck for the year. Sold at Woolworths for 25 to 75 cents, about $3 to $7 today. Christmas morning turned into silent competition, everyone squinting at the tree, and the oldest usually won because they learned where Dad liked to hide things, that irregular molded glass catching light just enough to give it away if you knew where to look. Glass ornaments got rare and expensive when plastic took over. Smaller families meant fewer kids competing, and people started keeping heirloom pickles stored away, too afraid they'd break to actually use them. Today's mass-produced ornaments can't match that treasure hunt element of Christmas morning, the strategy evolving each year as Dad hit it deeper or higher, or winning that silver dollar prize and feeling like you'd earned something beyond just opening presents. That playful, competitive search ritual has disappeared completely. Almost black, dense, sticky, nothing like American pudding at all. Victorian English recipe with dried figs, suet, actual animal fat, brandy, and spices that your grandmother started making in October, feeding it a spoonful of brandy every week for 6 weeks. Christmas night, someone would flambe it at the table, blue flames dancing on top in the darkened dining room, that rich smell of caramelizing sugar and alcohol filling the air. Then hard sauce, butter, sugar, more brandy, melting into white puddles on your slice. The 60s generation rejected heavy, old country foods. Suet disappeared from butcher shops in the 70s, and honestly, nobody actually liked it. They made it out of obligation. Their kids simply stopped. Today's light desserts can't match that dramatic tableside flaming, each family member stirring the batter and making a secret wish, or finding the hidden silver coin baked inside that meant good luck for the year. That labor-intensive, slightly dreaded family ritual has vanished completely. Rolled sponge cake shaped like a log, French tradition your mom found in Better Homes and Gardens, popular from the 40s through the 70s. You'd bake Genoise cake, roll it hot with a damp towel before it cooled, pray it didn't crack, it usually did, then frost it with chocolate buttercream. That smell of rich butter and chocolate filled the kitchen all afternoon, and you'd drag a fork through the frosting to create bark texture. Add meringue mushrooms if you were fancy, dust powdered sugar for smell. Bakeries and frozen versions showed up in the 70s and 80s. The technique was too difficult, too discouraging when cakes cracked despite following directions perfectly. Today's store-bought logs can't match that mother-daughter Sunday project, the triumph when the cross-section revealed a perfect spiral, or serving it as the centerpiece while everyone took mandatory photos before cutting. That ambitious, often failed labor of love has disappeared completely. Four candles in a circle of fresh evergreen, 3 purple, 1 pink. Lutheran and Catholic German tradition that crossed denominations in American homes. Every Sunday before Christmas, you'd light another candle at dinner, the whole family sitting in complete silence during the ceremony, sometimes a prayer or Bible reading after. That smell of evergreen branches mixing with melting wax, 4 candles burning at different heights by the 4th week, hot wax dripping and pooling on the wreath base while you held your breath. Fear of fire made real candles dangerous in the 80s and 90s. Electric versions with fake flames replaced them. Plus, secularization meant fewer families followed the liturgical calendar anyway. Today's battery-operated wreaths can't match that solemn weekly ritual of lighting one more candle as Christmas approached, kids taking turns based on which Sunday was theirs, or that reverent silence around the dinner table with real fire burning at the center. That quiet, sacred family ceremony has disappeared completely. Red wool felt with your name embroidered in uneven letters. Your grandmother made it when you were born. Rough texture scratching against your skin when you held it. Every stocking was unique, never a matching set. Stitching irregular and personal. That slightly musty smell of old wool after spending 11 months in the attic. When a baby arrived, Grandma would sew a new one by hand, sometimes embroidering the year on the cuff, making your stocking a tangible connection to her and everyone who came before. Commercial stockings got cheap in the 70s. Red velvet with white trim became the standard in the 80s, and younger generations simply didn't know how to sew or embroider anymore. Today's matching store-bought sets can't match that handmade imperfection, each stitch carrying intention and love, or inheriting your mother's childhood stocking with her faded name still visible underneath, where Grandma had tried to pick it out. That irreplaceable, one-of-a-kind family heirloom tradition has disappeared completely. 1 to 3 p.m., that's when you ate Christmas dinner, not evening. 83% of families in '62 sat down for the big meal in early afternoon, Victorian tradition that nobody questioned. Ham started cooking at 9 a.m., that smell filling every room by noon. Formal tables set with china and white linen while the sun was still high. Men would fall asleep in armchairs by 4, completely stuffed. Whole afternoons stretching ahead for digestion, naps, playing with presents, neighbors dropping by later. Dual-career families in the 70s made morning preparation impossible. Christmas Eve dinner became popular, or evening meals replaced midday feasts entirely. Today's flexible dinner times can't match that leisurely 2-hour meal with nowhere to go and nothing to rush toward. Grandparents staying without driving home in the dark, or that strange feeling of eating turkey while sunlight poured through the dining room windows. That unhurried afternoon celebration has disappeared completely.